You did everything they asked. You walked the path they paved for you with good intentions and silent demands. The grades, the degree, the safe career, the sensible partner. You have assembled a life that looks, from the outside, like a portrait of success. You are the good son, the good daughter, the one who didn't cause trouble. You are the fulfillment of their dream. So why do you feel like a ghost at your own feast? Why does a quiet, burning resentment simmer just beneath the surface during every holiday dinner? You feel a profound, unshakable sense of fraudulence, a deep, aching hollowness that no promotion, no compliment, no nod of parental approval can ever fill. You feel broken and you cannot understand why. Let me be the first to tell you the uncomfortable truth. That feeling is not a personal failure. It is not a sign of your ingratitude or a chemical imbalance in your brain. It is a warning sign. It is the single most important symptom that you are living your life based on a foundational, soul-crushing lie. The lie is this: that your first duty is to the dream your family has for you. That your primary purpose on this earth is to validate their sacrifices, to fit into the mold they created, to become the person they needed you to be. It is a lie, whispered in cradles, reinforced in schools, and celebrated at family gatherings. It is the most benevolent, most loving, and most effective prison ever designed. Look around you. This is a silent epidemic. A generation of high achievers is medicated for an anxiety that is not their own. Millions of people are drifting through lives they did not choose, mistaking the comfort of the cage for the feeling of safety. They are drowning in quiet desperation and calling it responsibility. What if the source of your pain is not that you have failed, but that you have succeeded at the wrong task entirely? To understand the mechanics of this elegant trap, we must turn to a man who saw it with terrifying clarity over a century ago. Not a self-help guru, but a prophet of the inner world, a physician of the soul. His name was Carl Jung. And he did not offer platitudes, he offered a diagnosis and a brutal path to a cure. He saw that your suffering was not an accident, it was a predictable outcome. Jung's great revelation was a process he called individuation. Do not let the academic term fool you. This is not a theory, it is a primal, spiritual imperative. Individuation is the journey of becoming a complete, whole, and indivisible individual. It is the process of shedding the collective identity, the family script, the cultural programming, to discover and live as the unique self you were born to be. Here is how Jung's concept exposes the lie. You were born into a family system, a collective. This was necessary for your survival. But to become a psychologically whole adult, you must perform a second birth, a psychological one. You must consciously separate from the undifferentiated soup of the family's unconscious expectations, fears, and unlived dreams. You must, in short, break their hearts a little to save your own soul. That resentment you feel, that is not you being ungrateful. That is your authentic self, buried alive, screaming for oxygen. That hollowness? That is not a lack of success. It is the vast, empty space where your own life was supposed to be. Every time you make a choice to please them instead of yourself, you are not being dutiful. You are committing a small act of self-betrayal. And the soul keeps score. Think of your social media feed. The perfect family photos, the announcements of approved life milestones. This is the modern theater of the lie. Each post is a reassurance to the tribe that you are still conforming, still following the script. You are not sharing your life. You are performing your compliance. It is a digital cage reinforced by likes and loving comments that feel more like chains than affirmations. Consider your career. Did you choose it, or was it chosen for you? Was it the path of greatest passion or the path of greatest approval? The lie tells you that a prestigious, stable job is the goal. But for the individuating soul, a job that kills your spirit is not a success. It is a gilded coffin. You do not have a career problem, you have a courage problem, a refusal to heed the call of your own vocation. This is not about blaming your parents. This is the crucial point. They are not malicious villains in your story. They are, most likely, unwitting carriers of the same lie. They handed you the script because it was the one handed to them. They are enforcing the rules of a prison they do not even know they are in. Their desire for your safety and success is genuine, but it has been tragically miscalibrated. They mistake conformity for safety. They mistake predictability for happiness. They are terrified of the path you must walk because they were terrified to walk it themselves. Their warnings are not wisdom. They are confessions of their own fear. They are not trying to trap you. They are trying to protect you from a freedom they cannot comprehend. This is not a glitch in your family system. This is the system working as intended for generations. But the deception goes even deeper than this. It is not just a psychological inheritance. It has been weaponized, turned into a moral code designed to ensure your absolute compliance. The trap is not just psychological, it is philosophical. To understand this layer of control, we must summon another prophet, a man who took a hammer to the tablets of conventional morality, Friedrich Nietzsche. Nietzsche saw how societies, especially small, tight-knit groups like families, create what he called a herd moralities. This is a system of values that serves the group, not the individual. Its primary virtues are obedience, duty, and self-sacrifice. Its greatest sins? Selfishness, disobedience, and putting oneself first. Does this sound familiar? The lie of family expectation is presented to you not as a preference, but as a moral imperative. When you deviate, you are not just disappointing them, you are branded as selfish. When you choose your own path, you are not just being independent, you are ungrateful. When you question their values, you are not just thinking for yourself, you are being disrespectful. These words are the whips of the herd morality. This is the true genius of the trap. It reframes the process of individuation, which Jung saw as a sacred duty to the self, as a profound moral failing. It makes you the warden of your own prison. You chain yourself with guilt. You stay in the life that is killing you because you believe that leaving it would make you a bad person. It is not your parents' judgment you fear most. It is your own. Nietzsche's antidote to this was radical and terrifying. He declared that the highest duty of a noble human is to overcome this herd morality and become a law unto oneself, to become the creator of your own values. This is not an invitation to hedonism or cruelty. It is an invitation to the most difficult task of all, to look into your own soul and decide for yourself what is good and what is right. You are not selfish for wanting to live your own life. You are answering the highest moral call there is, the call to become who you are. The family script, the herd morality, is the easy path. It is the path of the follower, the path of the child. The path of the value creator is treacherous, lonely, and fraught with the terror of absolute responsibility. It is the only path that leads to a life that is truly yours. So you do not have an issue with being a bad person. You have an issue with clinging to a borrowed definition of goodness. The guilt you feel is not a signal that you are doing something wrong. It is a withdrawal symptom from the drug of external approval. It is the psychic pain of your own spiritual backbone growing into place. You must learn to bear it. The combination of Jung and Nietzsche is a potent poison for the lie. Jung shows you the psychological necessity of breaking away. Nietzsche gives you the philosophical permission to do so. Jung diagnoses the illness. Nietzsche signs the prescription. One tells you that you must find your own path. The other tells you that you must pave it yourself with your own values. The system is designed to keep you asleep, to keep you compliant. The family, the culture, the economy, They all benefit from your predictable, respectable, and quietly desperate performance. They do not want an individual, they want a function. They do not want a soul, they want a cog in the machine. Your awakening is a threat to their stability. So you have seen the prison. You have understood the mechanics of the lock. The guilt, the fear, the obligation, you can now see them for what they are, the bars of the cage. The question that burns in your mind is no longer, what is wrong with me? The question is now, how do I get out? The escape is not what you think. It is not a dramatic, angry confrontation over Thanksgiving dinner. It is not about packing a bag and disappearing into the night, burning every bridge behind you. That is a child's rebellion, an act of rage that still grants the family immense power over your emotional state. The true escape is quieter, deeper, and far more powerful. The antidote to the lie, the key to the prison, is a concept we will call sovereignty through loving detachment. This is the path of the adult. It is the final and most difficult stage of the journey. It requires a profound shift, not in your actions, but in the core of your being. It is about reclaiming the throne of your own life. Sovereignty means you are the ultimate authority in your own life. Full stop. Your values, your choices, your path, they are yours to command. You no longer seek or require a vote of confidence from a board of directors made up of your family members. You have an inner scorecard, not an external one. Their approval is pleasant. Their disapproval is manageable. Neither is necessary, but this sovereignty is achieved through loving detachment. The loving part is essential. It is what separates this from bitter estrangement. You detach from their expectations, not from their humanity. You see them clearly, perhaps for the first time, not as your arbiters, but as flawed, struggling people who are also products of their own conditioning. You can love them for who they are, not for the approval they can give you. The detachment is the radical act. It means you detach your emotional well-being from their reactions. When they express disappointment in your choices, you can hear it without it shattering your sense of self. You can say, I understand this is difficult for you, and I love you, but this is my path. You are no longer a rowboat tossed on the waves of their emotions. You are the lighthouse, fixed and shining. Imagine a conversation where you no longer need to defend your life. You simply state it. You are not asking for permission. You are not arguing for your validity. You are making a declaration of your own reality. The power dynamic shifts entirely. You are no longer the child seeking approval, but the sovereign equal, meeting them in a new, more honest space. This is not a one-time decision, it is a daily practice. It is the practice of disappointing people lovingly. It is the practice of tolerating the discomfort of their disapproval. It is the practice of choosing the authentic action over the approved one again and again, until it becomes your new nature. It is the slow, deliberate untangling of your soul from their expectations. This path allows for a strange miracle. Often, when you stop needing their approval, you begin to truly earn their respect. When they see that you are unshakable, that your life is guided by an inner principle, the dynamic can transform. The relationship, if it survives, is reborn on a foundation of truth, not obligation. You can finally love them freely, because you are no longer a slave to their love. But do not do it for that outcome. That is another trap. You must do it for you with no expectation that they will ever understand. Your liberation cannot be contingent on their enlightenment. You must be willing to walk the path of your own life, even if you must walk it entirely alone. Your sovereignty is the prize, and it is more than enough. So now you know, the lie has been exposed. The prophets Jung and Nietzsche have given you the map and the moral courage. The antidote of loving detachment offers you the key. The prison door is ajar, and now you stand at the threshold, blinking in the unfamiliar light of real choice. What will you do? Let me be clear, the world will not help you. The system is invested in your slumber. Your family, in their love and fear, will likely pull you back. The gravitational force of a lifetime of conditioning is immense. Every instinct for comfort and safety will scream at you to go back inside, to close the door, and to pretend you never saw the truth. To choose your own life is an act of war against your own programming. It will be uncomfortable, it will be painful, it will provoke guilt and fear. You will be accused of the very things you were taught to dread: selfishness, ingratitude, betrayal. You must be prepared to be misunderstood. You must be prepared to stand in the fire of their judgment and not be consumed. This is the choice before you, not between happiness and sadness, but between the slow, comfortable death of conformity and the terrifying, vibrant, and difficult birth of your own soul. It is the choice between a life that is a well-written apology and a life that is a messy, magnificent, and unapologetic statement. Do not wait for permission. Do not wait for the perfect moment. There is only now, and the dawning, undeniable truth in your own heart. That resentment you feel is your most loyal friend. It is the compass needle of your soul, pointing insistently, desperately, towards your true north. Your life is your own sacred text to write. No one else can hold the pen. To hand it to another, even out of love or duty, is the ultimate sacrilege. To take it back is the ultimate act of faith. It is the moment you stop being a character in someone else's story and become the author of your own. The path of individuation is not for the faint of heart. It is for the brave. It is for those who would rather be whole than be good. It is for those who understand that the greatest gift you can give to the world, and even to your family, is the full, uncompromised expression of your own singular being. The lie is over. Your performance has ended. The curtain has fallen on the play of your false life. Now, step off the stage. Walk out of the theater. The real world, you're out of the theater. The real world, your world, is waiting. Go, live,